Something like that, I don't know. Student cruise, what do you do? Are we on? There's no little... We're on, are we? Okay, that's... Can I have my letters? Thank you. With letters for tonight. Student cruise, we love them. They're the only variety we actually have of crew on Sweet and Sour. They're all good kids. Humans, this is the first letter, are not only at the top of the food chain, but also at the top of the land and space grab above all other species. Of course we are. Letter 2, what we've never done is define a set of values that is the Australian ethos. Very true. And I've landed this absolute honey, but once she moved in with me, she didn't want to go anywhere. She's boring. You get that? She's a honey, is she? We'll see what the crew and the panel and everybody else has got to say when we come back. Sweet and Sour, 20 seconds, don't go away. Thank you, Vinny. Okay. I'm coming. Back to work. Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet. We're on. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Terrific to have your company. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half hour. Who's on tonight's show? You want to know? He's back. Hello, Korum.
Hello.
Nice to have you here.
It's nice to be here.
How good does it feel that you're not going to Mars?
Well, yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but I'm back in the Earth groove now, so...
You would never have survived, I kept telling you. I'm glad you're not going away. Look, you've got too much flair. You're an entrepreneur. You're a model. How the hell do you think you were going to survive on Mars?
There's a lot to discover there. It's a pretty interesting place.
True, but, you know, that's a small portion of what life has to offer.
Perhaps it's a large portion of what the future has to offer.
True. Alex, what are you discovering about life?
That I'm over it. Which one am I looking at? This one?
Anyone you like. After 11 years, you keep telling me you still don't know which camera to look at.
I'm sitting on a different side this week.
Oh.
But I'm glad, because look.
Smarty. Now you've just moved out of camera range and they can't see you. Kate,
Ah.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Now a property owner as well.
Yes.
Yes. Are you going to move in or are you going to rent it out?
Move in, maybe.
Ooh. When?
It's being built, so it's not ready for another year, and I changed my mind in a week, so we'll see.
Okay, so you might just sell it off.
Maybe.
Okay, well, we'll ask you what that experience is all about. Simon, what's happening in the legal world?
I'm not allowed anymore, Gary. I'm not in the legal world anymore.
Why not?
Not enough money in it, so I'm in oil.
That's a good enough reason.
Yeah, that's right. So now I'm in oil and gas now.
Wonderful. How's oil and gas?
Excellent. Yeah. Busy at the moment, but really good.
You're busy, but it's a little bit off the boil in the market, isn't it? You know, the iron ore prices are down.
Yeah, well...
They're not,
oil and gas.
Oil and gas, yeah.
No, they're not oil. Hard rock mining's pretty much dead at the moment.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a lot
Oil
of
and gas going that way?
Well, no, we're just
holding?
fortunate to have some decent LNG projects in WA that's keeping us going.
Okay. Here we go, letter 1. Hello everyone, my sister is a nutter. She crusades for the rights of animals, specifically the animals that may happen to be harmed in annual burn-off. She said that we embrace this nonsense idea that we can protect ourselves from fires by having controlled annual burn-off, which really don't cut it anyway, but in the process of doing so, we kill off so much of our natural wildlife. Well, we certainly have the means to subjugate all of nature to our own existence, and that, to me, means we have the God-given right over these creatures to protect humans above all else. As the law of the jungle prevails, humans are not only at the top end of the food chain, but also at the top end of the land and space grab above all other species. How the hell do I convince my sister that in the quest to survive on this planet, when the chips are down, she would also choose to protect her family by controlled burns and in every other way than to prioritise an ant colony's survival or that of a bunch of quackers? And it comes to us from Keith of Parkerville in WA. Korum, first on the list there. Ignore the rest of nature and prioritise humans.
Yeah, you know, good letter, Keith. It's a tough one because we do put ourselves in a position of priority and we do often override the natural world around us.
Often, always, don't we?
Always. Usually, most people always. And it's a shame. But there's a lot of good things about the controlled burns. If we didn't remove all of that highly volatile, burnable material from the bushland, it would catch fire anyway. So there's that risk. But unfortunately, I agree with the nutter, your sister, that we need to find a better balance between how we affect the world around us.
There's a lot of people who actually go on crusades, Alex, about saving the environment, etc. It doesn't actually subjugate the rest of the animal kingdom or the, floral kingdom as well, does it?
Oh, you talking to me, or am I allowed to say what I think?
No, you're never allowed to say what you think.
Well, I think you reckon your sister's a nutter. I think you're the nutter.
Why?
God.
Why?
I mean, I'd rather have a world full of animals than humans, because animals are much nicer things to deal with than bloody humans. Humans are nothing but all
I'm
they
a
care
nice
about
person.
is money,
So-
progress, and they care about corporations that are going
Not
up. And
everybody.
It's all about money.
Not
money,
everybody.
money, 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 money.
Not
And
everybody.
it's like no one gives a crap about anything out. And these little animals and creatures, they are here and they should be nurtured. So shut up.
Absolutely.
So, are we doing enough? Are we doing enough to preserve, or should we be doing more?
I think we should be doing more to preserve them, like if they're going to do a burn-off, then they should at least try and do something to,
So we should be
get the
doing
animals
burn-offs
in.
because they make common
Well,
sense.
if you have to have a burn-off, they should do it, but the animals should also be a priority, not just us, because we're just raping the land.
But that's what we do,
We're
we
not
burn
just-
the animals.
We're raping our land.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We're raping our land for progress, which is just horrible.
Caitlin, what do? Do we have the burn-offs, or do we remove the animals first, or what do we do? It's all a question of economics.
I'm just wondering if this letter's been written by my brother.
Your brother Keith?
He's top of the food chain as well.
I'm a little bit of a animal nutter, I guess you could classify me
Not
as.
nutters.
Well, yeah, I think they say humanity's true moral test is how we treat those that are at our mercy, which includes vulnerable people, but I think as well that includes animals. And I don't think, firstly, I don't believe in God, so I don't think we have God's given right to to be able to, do what we want and rape and pillage the earth. So I think that in saying that, we need to also look after people that, obviously are vulnerable and live in areas that, do have the bushfires, but as well, I think, as the other guy said, there needs to be a balance, and whether that means relocating the animals during that period.
That's the question,
or
isn't it? Simon,
whatever happens.
why can't we have balance? What's wrong with balance? Why do you have to be one or the other?
Well, look, I think, Gary, we've assumed that we don't have balance here. My understanding of the natural ecology around this area is it thrives on fires.
Correct.
And there's a lot of plants that live out in this area that won't germinate. Their seeds
Australia.
won't germinate until a burn's gone through.
Also correct.
So I don't think, and I think you're going to find after you go out and look at the burn-off, there's not going to be a whole lot of dead furry animals lying around. Well, they wouldn't be furry anymore, obviously, because fire. But there's not. I don't think. I think they're mobile enough to be able to get away from it. But I would like to take one issue with you, Keith. Why did you have to bring God into it? I mean, honestly, do you think that he's a man sitting on a cloud with a big white beard watching everything we do? If he does exist, he started stuff a long time ago and he's just sat back and watched now. So to bring God into it smacks of me in an
And he
attempt
burned
to
a bush, let's face it.
gain some sort
He
of moral
burned a bush.
superiority. He did burn a bush, true.
We've got to go.
Oh,
when we
good
come
point.
back,
Korum.
we're going to continue this topic, sort of, and we're going to ask the question, what does Australia stand for? When we come back, more of Sweet and Sour. See you soon. Sweet and Sour, if you'd like to send us a letter and have it discussed by the panel, send it to the address that's about to appear on your screen, which is letters@Sweet and Sour. It's about to be there, it's not there yet. There it is, letters@sweetandsour.net.au. You can have a look at our website as well, which is sweetandsour.net.au. Give us a like on Facebook, and you can even tweet us now. And for everyone who wants to have a look backstage, we're even on Instagram now. There it is, @Sweet and Sour TV. And everyone who does write in and we discuss their letter tonight, we're sending you to the movies to see Spy, courtesy of Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. And here we go, letter to Dear Sweet and Sour. We are a funny lot of people here in Australia. We always seem to want the answers without ever having to do the soul searching and research. We bicker about the federal budget. We bicker about foreigners buying up our land. We bicker about there not being much manufacturing left, including the car industry. We bicker about the loss of the quarter-acre block. We bicker about the climate change debate and so on. What we've never done is define a set of values that is the Australian ethos. Seriously, have you ever been asked what you believe the nation's values should be and where we should be aiming, it's never happened in any legitimate sense. Why would we ever be happy as a nation if we just continue to bicker about outcomes, especially when we have no way to judge those outcomes against any values? So what are our values? For what does Australia stand? Because I just don't know. And it comes to us from Selena of Mosman in New South Wales. Simon, you're first up on that one, sir.
Okay, well, Selena, look, I've got to be honest with you. I found your letter a little boring, so I decided I'd
There
start
are
off...
values, you have to entertain us.
Absolutely. So I decided I'd start off by being pedantic. Your first sentence says that we always seem to want the answers without having to do the soul searching and research. And then you ask us, asking us to give you the answer. So, look, I don't know if there is an answer for you, Selena.
She wouldn't have had a letter to write if she had all the answers, would she?
Well, she could have suggested one or two.
Okay,
You
well,
know,
okay, you did the
she's
same.
having a go at it.
Suggest one or two, apart
All
from
right, okay,
requiring the letter
here's-
writers to be entertaining.
Here's one. Live your life true to yourself, Selena. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. You set the example by living the way you believe is the right way to go. Then you're going to show everyone what you think your values are, and if you're doing the right thing, hopefully that'll rub off on others, and before you know it, it'll be a snowball effect,
Good way to live.
and
Good
that's
way
the
to
way
live.
to do it.
Caitlin, values for Australia.
Well, first of all, Selena, you're saying that we bicker. I think it's actually just questioning the society we live in. And I think it's important to continually question the society we live in and important things like climate change. So I think we should continue to do that. But in terms of a set of values, I think really we just want to be seen as a country that's fair and equal and looks after all
Fair
of its
and
people.
equal.
Fair and equal.
That's an overriding premise. I always remember I was in the Republican campaign years ago, and the one thing that we all agreed on is the fair go.
Yeah.
We just universally believe in the fair go. Whilst we might bicker about other things, we complain about the fair go. Is this one getting a fair go? Is that one getting a fair go? Because we're all about the fair go. So, equality, fair go, yeah, I agree with you.
And I think, I think our government could run a little bit more like a business unit. I work in a corporation where it's really important for us to have a defined set of values. So, and it's everything that we do is defined by that. So, very
Alex,
important.
what values would you adjudge our country against?
Well, values of being Australian, I think are thongs,
Thank you.
We value
shorts, singlets, the barbecue, weekends,
Long
our
weekends.
hats with the little corks on them, and everyone's saying, "G'day, mate." But unfortunately, I think all our values are going to change because there's so much political correctness around. You can't even say certain things, and things are getting done now
What sorts
around
of
the
things
world.
should we be allowed to say?
We all know that the world is changing, especially with certain religions that come into it, which ruin everything.
the world's
I hate
always gonna keep
religion.
changing.
I hate religion, yes, but not when it makes you can't even celebrate a festive season that we've done for years because it offends a certain religion. Now, having this certain religion come in and want to take over what our values are and expect us to do what they do, that is the problem of the world that I'm sorry is going to happen. If
So
we
what
don't do something about it soon.
So what would you do? Would you say all religion should be celebrated equally or no religion
No,
should
it's
be
respect
celebrated?
the country you go into. If you're coming into a country that has a certain way of living, and I've spoken, a lot of people agree with this, is that you accept our way of living and you don't try and force your way of living onto us because we've got it here already. And if you've come from another country and you come in, you don't like it, then go back.
But I think
It's
that's
simple as that. If you don't like it, go back.
That's
The question is, what is
agreeing.
our way of living?
What is our way of living?
I
We
don't think
have.
it's forcing it.
What's
It's
our way
about
of
us
living, Korum?
accepting it. It's not them forcing it. We
don't
need
know,
to accept
there
it.
are the ones. What's ISIS doing?
Oh, can of worms, Selena.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really. Putting us on notice.
I'm with a couple of the other panellists here. I think you've forgotten a few very important core values. Beach cricket. All right, the thong that was mentioned earlier. Plumber's crack.
My mechanic.
Builder's bum and plumber's
Buildings,
crack.
bum and
Mine
plumber's
can-
crack.
Come on.
Dragging an esky around the streets in the summertime. Like, there's a lot of things that we have adopted as core values that have been left out of this letter. But more importantly, as
Are
some
they
of the other-
values?
some of the other speakers said, we are a nation of many different people and cultures, and people are going to celebrate different things at different times, and we all just need to make allowance for different people to enjoy their own values and trust in your own values and celebrate that. Define your own set of values and find your own morals and pursue that for yourself.
When we come back, we're going to be talking about whether beautiful people can be boring people. You ever been out with someone who's beautiful and boring?
Yes.
When we come back, more of Sweet and Sour. Don't go away. See you soon.
You'd think after 11 years on this show, I wouldn't have to do these bloody outros. I mean, seriously, are we finished yet?
Well, welcome back to Sweet and Sour, straight into our last letter. But before we do, it's Montana's last show. She's our auto cue operator. Hello, Montana, get up and come and say hello. Get up, come on, quick, say hello to your mum. They're telling me to... Why are you leaving us?
Prior.
Speak into my mic. Why are you leaving us?
I'm doing a radio show.
Ooh,
So,
okay,
yeah.
so we can tune on to you.
Yeah, The Junction.
The Junction,
We're on
okay. Thank you for
stop.
being here. Hello to Montana's mum and dad. Here we go. Letter number 3. Hi, panellists. I spent what seemed like forever courting my beautiful model girlfriend, and she really is stunning, and I can't believe that I was the lucky one. I had to muscle out several other would-be boyfriends at the time, so I felt pretty good in the end that she wanted me, and she said she always did. The issue that I have is that I've landed this absolute honey, but once she moved in with me, she didn't want to go anywhere. Seriously, she just wants to stay at home and watch TV. She works pretty hard on the modelling circuit. Oh yeah, we believe that. And is auditioning for some film opportunities as well at the moment, but doesn't feel like coming out even on the weekends. My mates think she doesn't exist. So then when I invite some of them home, she gets really annoyed because she says the apartment is our private sanctuary. How do I get this absolute 10 to want to go out and celebrate every so often? And do you think there are other issues at play here? And it comes to us from a chap called Rich of South Yarra in Victoria. Caitlin, Rich, he's got a stunner. She wants to stay home. What's wrong with that? She can come and stay at my place.
Well, firstly, I have to say I find this a little bit rich. I think that.
Knock yourself out, mate.
Sorry, I actually think you sound like a bit of a jerk, Rich. It sounds like
He
maybe-
wants to show her off,
Yeah, well.
I think.
Jerk.
Well, then exactly. If the only reason he's dating her is to show her off for her looks, then he can get stuffed. And she obviously, he's just already said that she works really hard. Maybe she's quite stressed at the moment. So when she comes home, she wants to relax and she wants to be in her sanctuary. So why don't you just stop being a creep and wanting to show her off to everyone and start doing things like maybe taking her to a yoga class or giving her a nice massage or doing something to help her relax
What
and
is
actually helping
wrong
her de-stress.
with being a homebody?
Exactly. I'm a massive homebody.
Me too.
Yeah,
Well, I
love
never
it.
used to be, but now I am.
I never used to be,
Yeah.
but now that I work and I get very stressed. I like
So
to stay at
you
home.
would say to Rich of South Yarra to just chill. That's what
Just
she's about.
Chill out, and if you want your mates to think she exists, then just take a photo of her when she's sleeping.
Oh, that's really creepy. Simon, are you that creepy?
No, but I would like to take the opportunity to remind Rich that we're now on Instagram. So if you'd like to send photos of your hot girlfriends,
Quite fun.
you can do that. You can do that. No, but Rich, seriously though, you asked the question, are there other issues at play here? I suggest there are, and it's your complete lack of attention. You've said you spent and I quote you here, you actually wrote like. I'm sorry, but I have a real issue with the overuse of the word like. You actually wrote it, Rich. Sorry, that's my problem and I'll deal with it.
Yeah, it's all about him and her entertaining
Well, he
him.
spent forever courting her. Forever. And yet still didn't, in that forever period, work out what sort of woman he was courting. Suddenly,
He's won the
he's
prize.
bagged her and now he's surprised at what
Doesn't-
she's like.
doesn't
come
appreciate
on,
it.
Rich. He mustn't talk much on dates, or he talks all the time and doesn't listen. Perhaps. That's
He
the
hasn't
problem.
learnt what she's about. Korum, what do you do with a beautiful girl who just wants to stay at home?
Well-
I'd say marry me.
Wow.
I can think of a couple of things, Rich.
We need to move to a different time slot.
Yeah, is this some PG, MA? What
You
was
can
the-
say whatever you like.
Right, okay, Rich, I'll tell you what you're going to do. No, listen, you've said in your letter what the problem is, and I don't think you're considering her enough. She works hard on the modelling circuit, so she's out doing things, and she's at events, and she's at places, and she probably doesn't
She
want to...
gets her social fix.
Yeah,
And with hot guys too, Rich.
With probably
Hotter
with
than
model
you.
guy, tall, muscly. You got to keep an eye on those guys. What you got to do, Rich, you need to be out there with her, supporting her at those things, and sharing that with her. And then she's going to be more inclined to want to share some of the things that you want to do. So, you know, it's all give and take. This letter's just me, brother. You need to do a little bit more for her, and maybe a little bit more
Gee.
sensitive to what she wants.
Alex, he's got a girl who's, by the sounds of things, is bringing in the bacon. She works pretty hard on the modelling circuit and is auditioning for some film opportunity.
Poor girl. Oh, she must be exhausted.
He's going to lose her.
No,
He's going to lose her soon.
You know what? Rich? That's a bit rich. You know, the thing is, she's on display all the time, and you want to just that one.
How many years?
Oh, 11. She's on display all the time, so she just wants to just go home, chill out, you know, not wear any makeup, because wearing makeup, what it does is it really clogs your pores up, and you get tired from wearing makeup all the time, believe it or not.
Look at Gary.
And then the thing is, when you get home, that's your haven. Like she said, it's your special private sanctuary. It's private. So what you have with your girlfriend at home, that's private.
And he
like,
obviously hasn't asked her about bringing the guys home because she
shouldn't.
complains afterwards.
Well, that's it, because he wants to show her off. I mean, you have no compassion for her or what she does, and you just need to think about her, and then maybe she'll want to go out later on. Like if you take her out to dinner and say, look, you know, here's a nice voucher, you can go and have pamper yourself and relax, like massage, and then say, I'm picking you up, let's get dressed up nice and we're going out to dinner. Just something like to get her out because you want to do it with her. Not that you want to do it to show her off. So,
do you like
That's it.
Rich to award him the pair of limited edition
no,
sunnies,
because
courtesy
he's
of a long
jerk.
treat?
Sorry, Rich.
No, denied.
Denied. Who do you like then?
Denied.
No
Who do you
deal for
like?
Rich.
Letter 2, I think.
Okay, who's letter to?
Selena.
Selena.
Selena of Mosman.
Are we doing
Oh no, either. They could be men's
Yeah,
or
you
women's.
found
It
her
doesn't matter.
boring, but I thought
Well,
it was a good
because the first time I came on this show, the letter was all about
So
sex.
you like letter 2, Selena of every second letter's about sex. How long have you been on the show?
Oh, it's been a while now.
Yeah, we're going for
But we're on
Selena,
different time
letter 2.
slots.
Selena.
Okay, there you go. Coming out to Selena of Mosman's in New South Wales, right across the country. Beautiful but boring. No, Missing Values it was called. A pair of limited edition sunnies. You're not off to Mars, so what are you doing? What's coming up in the next month or two?
Actually, quick plug. Fantastic film called Zombie Ninjas versus
Called
Black
what?
Ops. Zombie Ninjas
Are you
versus
starring in it?
Black Ops. Yes.
Oh,
Sounds like an amazing PlayStation
Wow.
Actually, well, one can only hope.
Okay,
Zombie
and
Ninjas versus Black Ops.
when do
Google
we
it.
get to see that?
Later this year, hopefully, it will premiere in Australia. We don't have dates yet.
Are you in
but
any movies, Al?
No. Oh, no.
You have to think about it.
Not
Caitlin,
ones
are
that
you in
we
any
can
movies
show.
that we should know about?
Not that one.
You haven't even moved into your apartment
After
yet.
11:30.
No, I'm
movies.
off. I'm travelling.
You're travelling. Simon, when are we going to get you back on the show so you can tell us all about oil and gas again?
as soon as you get better biscuits.
Not that bad. We've got to
Gary,
go.
whatever
Thank
you
all
want.
of our wonderful panellists. Thank our terrific crew. Thanks for being here, Montana, for the last 12 months or so. And thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.